proposal, which he can guide me further and so on. And then a bit later, much later, because you know the developments of May, April, when Operation Sindoor had happened, and after April priorities have been on very many different grounds, and when next opportunity came, I went, gave him a detailed description. Is that I just want, as I said at the first meeting, the simplistic or simplified, not simplistic, simplified way of doing business. So I don't want small businesses sitting at the computer, getting the auditor to do it. And also, like the way we did in the budget, respecting the middle class, respecting the taxpayer, respecting people who are really the ones out of their salaries giving the tax. We need to do something for the day-to-day indirect tax, which falls on every Indian citizen in some way or the other. So this tax is something which touches the lives of every citizen, and therefore we need to be a lot more sensitive. So I went back with this comment, redid it, sharp focused it, and that's how this proposal came. And we, for the first time in GST's history, Council's history, the centre has come up with a proposal. Till now it used to be the group of ministers which consisted only of state ministers. Yes. Never has the centre been a part of any GOM. This is the first time, both in the case of the compensation cess, where the MOS Finance central government was the chair to decide how to handle the closure of the compensation cess, and a comprehensive proposal as regards GST being given by the central government. So it's unique in very many ways. Every rule of the House, of the Council, had to be looked at afresh, yes, even to put the proposal. Yes. So I'm glad it went through the whole grind, didn't ignore any rule or expectation or the law of the GST, and has gone through.
And taking everyone along. Unanimously.
That's right.
At the heart of this is obviously, the common man. In fact, Money Control had put out a tweet saying that how it also impacts, it is the health of every citizen in India, to which the Prime Minister in fact said that it is also to do with Swasth Bharat. Yes. So what was the driving motivation, behind this bill?
See, I had to do a dredging kind of an exercise.
Yes.
Where every item which comes under the GST, goods or services, had to be looked at, not just by their codes, not just by their names, but to regroup them from the point of view of daily use items, that which is consumed by citizens, middle class, the poor in particular, and then you looked at those which are going to hit the farmers, those which are going to hit the middle class, and so on. Because eventually, daily use items or items which are necessary for this transition of India from a emerging, developing economy to a Vikasit Bharat, yes, cannot be on the back of, just the approach of we need more development, bridges, roads, some contracts for works and so on, but also that the aspirations of the growing families will have to be met. So we had to regroup them in such a way, okay, this is essential for, let's say, the families, poor middle class families. Of course the rich will come in. So what do we do as a treatment for it? But even as we were talking about this, we are talking about the classification of goods and services. I, without any hesitation, will bring that example of the popcorn. Why am I saying hesitation? Because I was pilloried on it.
Yes, absolutely.
But that tells you the problem of classification, where we brought in a system, no doubt, which was an improvement of over the pre-GST era, where every state defined its own and had its own rate and so on. So GST in 2017 was an improvement over what was earlier. But it still required some more simplification, and that's why this exercise. And in the case of the popcorn, it led to a lot of litigation, courts coming up with different kind of voices, and states losing revenue because of the classification being different. People chose to have the higher taxed sugary chocolatey popcorn shown in as